Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on assignment and reassignment, made for absolute beginners. Today we only study how a variable gets a value, and how that value can change. We stay slow and precise. Here is the whole lesson in one breath. In Python, the equals sign is an action, not a statement of equality. It means, take the value on the right, and put it into the box named on the left. That is assignment. It looks like the equals from school mathematics, which is exactly why it trips people up. Today we simply rebuild the habit, so you read the sign as an instruction rather than as a comparison. The rest follows. A familiar sign, a new meaning. The single most important shift today is to read equals as a verb. It is something you do, not something you observe. Read it as a sign, or put. The right side of the line is the value, the thing you are carrying. The left side is the destination, the labeled box you are carrying it to. So the whole line is an instruction. Take this value, carry it across the equals sign, and place it into that box. That is assignment. Equals is a verb. Assignment is like handing a parcel to a labeled box. You pick up the value, walk it across the equals sign, and place it inside the box with the matching name. Nothing more mysterious than that. Once you picture the handover clearly, every assignment line reads like a simple delivery, value by value, box by labeled box. A simple delivery. Let us break a single assignment line into three parts. On the left, count, the name of the box. In the middle, the equals sign, the action that puts a value into the box. On the right, 5, the value being carried across. Read together, put 5 into the box called count. 3 pieces, 1 clear instruction. Once you can see these 3 parts in any assignment line, you can read almost any line of Python without flinching. 3 parts. Here is a reading habit that prevents endless confusion. Always read an assignment from right to left. First look at the value, 5. Then look at the name, count. Then let the equals sign carry the value into the name. Right to left, value to box. Reading this way feels backwards for exactly one day, and then it becomes second nature, because it matches what the computer actually does when it runs the line. Value to box. If you ever doubt what a line does, translate it into the plainest English you can. Count equals 5 becomes put 5 into count. Age equals 30 becomes put 30 into age. Name equals Ada becomes put Ada into name. That plain translation never lies. Whenever a line of assignment confuses you, say it out loud as put this into that, and the meaning arrives on its own. This is a small trick that pays off forever. Plain English never lies. Here is the source of nearly all beginner confusion with the equals sign. In mathematics, equals is a statement. It claims 2 things are already equal. In Python, equals is an instruction. It tells the computer to put a value somewhere. The symbol is identical, but the meaning is opposite in spirit. One describes a fact, the other performs an action. Knowing this single difference saves you from most assignment mistakes. Same sign, opposite spirit. The label on the box never changes, even as the contents do. Count can hold 5 today and 6 a moment later, but it is always called count. That is the quiet strength of a variable, a steady name for something that varies. Reassignment changes what is inside, never the name on the front of the box. The name holds steady. Because equals is an action, you can do it more than once to the same box. That is called reassignment. First we put 5 into count, and it holds 5. Then we put 6 into the very same count, and the new value overwrites the old. From now on, count holds 6, and 5 is gone. The box keeps its name, but its contents are replaced. Reassignment is assignment performed again on a box that already exists. Refill the same box. A question beginners often ask is, where does the old value go? The honest answer is, it simply disappears. When you put 6 into count, the 5 that was there before is gone for good. It does not queue up, it does not hide in a corner waiting to return. The box holds one value at a time, and the new value replaces the old one completely. This is not a loss to mourn, it is just how labeled boxes work in memory. Gone for good. Let us trace a short run of steps carefully. We put 0 into score, and score holds 0. We put 10 into score, and score now holds 10, 0 is gone. We put 25 into score, and score now holds 25, 10 is gone. After all 3 lines, score holds only the last value, 25. The earlier values left no trace. Tracing code step by step, box by box, is the most useful reading skill you will build. Step by step, a running program is like a small storehouse of labeled boxes. Each assignment fills or refills one box, and each reading looks up a box by its name. Behind every program you will ever admire is just this simple traffic, values moving into named boxes, again and again, line after line. A storehouse of boxes. Here is a distinction worth drawing now, gently. A single equals sign assigns a value, it puts something into a box. A double equals sign compares two values, it asks whether they are the same. They look almost identical, but they do completely different jobs. You will meet the comparing double equals properly later. For now, remember that the single equals you see today is always the assigning one, never the comparing one. Single versus double. Just so the shapes are familiar, here is a peek at the comparing double equals, side by side with the assigning single equals. The first line, count equals 5, puts 5 into the box. The second line, count double equals 6, does not put anything anywhere, it asks a question, is count equal to 6? The answer is no, because count holds 5. We will use double equals a lot later. For now, just notice the difference in shape. A peek ahead, assignment works the same no matter what kind of value you place inside. You can put text into a box, like name equals Ada. You can put a number with decimals, like price equals 9.95. You can put a yes or no value, like active equals true. The equals sign does not care what travels across it. Its only job is to carry the value on the right into the box on the left, whatever that value happens to be. Any value travels. Here is a powerful idea. The right side of an assignment is worked out completely before anything is put into the box. Price plus tax is calculated first, giving 12, and only then is 12 placed into total. So the right side can be any expression, a calculation, a combination of variables, anything that produces a value. The computer evaluates the right fully, then carries the result across the equals sign into the box. Right side first. Reading equals correctly is one of the true foundation skills of programming. Get it right once, and 1,000 later lines fall into place without struggle. It is a small habit with enormous leverage, and you have just laid it down calmly, the way strong foundations are always built. High leverage. Let us name the two confusions that catch most beginners, so you can spot them coming. First, reading equals as is equal to, when it really means put into. Second, believing the old value somehow survives a reassignment, when it is actually replaced completely. If you hold these two corrections in mind, read equals as put, and trust that reassignment overwrites, you have solved the two hardest parts of this topic. Two traps named. To keep this lesson honest, here is what we are not doing. We are not running any code. We are not building a real program. We are not using the comparing double equals yet, that waits for its own lesson. Today has a single job, to make sure you read the equals sign correctly from now on. If you can look at count equals 5 and instantly read put 5 into count, then this lesson has done exactly what it set out to. Stay in the box. Why does this small distinction matter so much? Because almost every line of Python you ever write will contain an assignment. If you read equals the wrong way, whole programs become unintelligible. If you read it the right way, as put this into that, the code starts to read like clear instructions. Getting this one habit right early is perhaps the highest leverage thing a beginner can do. It pays back in every single lesson ahead. The highest leverage habit. Let us hold the whole lesson in one place. The equals sign means put this value into this box. Read every assignment from right to left, value first, destination last. Reassignment puts a new value into an existing box, and the old value is gone for good. And remember that a single equals assigns, while the double equals we meet later compares. If those 4 sentences feel solid, you now understand assignment and reassignment. 4 solid sentences. Where does this lead? Having understood variables and assignment, the next lessons explore types, the different kinds of values a box can hold, like numbers, text, and yes or no values. After that come functions, the named blocks of work you can define once and call again. You are now laying the real foundations that everything else stands on, one calm idea at a time, exactly as the course is designed to move. Real foundations. You are moving along the path, one steady idea at a time. Variables, then assignment, now reassignment, each a small clear step that the next lesson builds on. There is no rush and no prize for speed. The foundation you are laying now is the one every later lesson will stand on, so lay it well. One steady step. The takeaway, in one line. In Python, the equals sign means put this value into that box, and doing it again to the same box replaces the old value completely. You can now answer the question we set out to answer. What does equals mean? It means assign. Read it right to left, value into box. In the next lesson we meet types, the different kinds of values your boxes can hold. Well done for finishing this one. Lesson 5, done. Thanks for watching. Next, naming variables well.